Hey guys, what's going on? It's RC Knockout and I am back with another video. Now in today's video, I am replacing the ESC on my Traxxas XMaxx. As you can see, there's supposed to be an ESC here. There is not. I took it out. So, what ESC did I choose? Not really all that surprising, to be honest with you. I picked a Maxx 6. So, got this Hobbywing Maxx 6. I've had tons of issues with the VXL 8Ss, so did have a Maxx 5 in here that didn't fit. Let's jump right into it. I think I'll have to cut this out. This brace that runs across here, I think I'll have to cut out. Aside from that, it will fit down in there otherwise. And I'm going to be using this 3M double-coated tissue tape from 3M, and it's about a 1/4 inch thick almost. This is what I'm going to use to mount the ESC down in here, and that'll help cushion the ESC from big impacts, which is one of the reasons why I think the VXL 8S fails, because look, it's just mounted directly to the chassis through those two holes right there, and I think that's why a lot of times they fail on jumps. This Maxx 6, I was able to get this, I think I got this on eBay. It took a while to get here, but this one has pre-soldered plugs, Traxxas plugs, which I love that it has pre-soldered plugs because I hate soldering, and I would never be able to do a job as good as this. So, got this. It'll just mount right up. I don't even need to mess with these wires because the bullet connectors on this motor wheel are the same size and they'll go right into there. So, it's going to be plug and play. So, that's the thing I'm excited about, guys. So, if you are thinking about a Maxx 6, for a little bit more money, you can find them with the plugs on. Otherwise, you can probably get them with the plugs off and then take them to your local hobby shop and have them solder on some plugs for probably pretty cheap as well. But I want to say this cost about 160 bucks. Without plugs, you might be able to find one for like 140, but maybe even 130, I don't know. But anyway, this was about 160 bucks, but I think overall it's a good investment for a truck that's this large. I mean, it's an expensive truck right here, and you want it to run when you're running it. When you're bashing it, last thing you want to have is ESC problems. So, that is why we're going with this. Also, I don't know if I ever showed, I ended up, the Valenian fan, the wire broke to it, and it quit working. So, I just mounted, with a zip tie, I just mounted up this Castle fan, and it does the job. Yeah, guys, I still have this original package from when I got the power-up kit. So, like, 3 years ago, before they even had the XMaxx 8S, they had the 8S upgrade kit. So this had everything needed to swap a 6S XMaxx to an 8S. So it came with the center diff, the heavier duty drive cups, drive shafts, stub axles. It did not come with the tires though. I do remember that because people were kind of complaining that as soon as they put the 6S XMaxx onto 8S, it just blew the tires right off. So I want to say the upgrade kit back in the day was like 300 bucks. So they gave us a $300 deal after, you know, and the XMaxx was still like $800 or $900 then. So it was no cheaper when it was a 6S XMaxx. When it first came out, it was really no cheaper than getting an 8S one now. And the 8S is just a much better and greatly improved machine. But as you can see here, guys, here's some of the ESCs I've gone through. Here's my original VXL 6S. This is not the original one. This is my second one. This one actually, the wires rip right out, and I tried resoldering them on. This will actually probably work again if I can get some wires. Whoops. Cover came off. If I can get the wires soldered back onto there, but it literally broke off right where it goes into the ESC, and I tried taking this ESC apart, just can't really do it. But this is the one that, this is the type right here, this original VXL 6S that was kind of prone to starting on fire, and I did have one go up in smokes and basically burn up, and then I got another one. If I do end up using this one again, if I can get it repaired, I'll probably take it to a hobby shop and see if they can somehow repair it, because you can see I tried to solder it before and it held for a little while, but then it broke. So the lead that actually goes to your receiver is what actually broke. Otherwise this ESC works. But if I did reuse this ESC, I would not use it in an XMaxx because it's only 6S capable. I'd probably throw it into one of my 1A scale rigs. I think I've gone through 3 VXL 8Ss actually, but this is 2 of them right here. The original one of them got sent back to Traxxas, I think, and then they sent me a new one. So this is one of them, and here's the other one. So this would have been the original one, because I remember I must have soldered some wires on, because this has different colored heat shrink on it. So this must be the original one that I had in it, and this one won't even start up at all. There's nothing. You kind of push down on the button, it turns green for a second, and like it's not a button issue either. It just will not turn on. This one's done. Messed with it a ton, and it just will not work. And then I was dumb enough, even though that one failed on me, to try it again. I'm like, okay, I'll give it another chance. So I got another VXL8S. And this one, when I was jumping the XMaxx, actually just down at the beach, like a month or two ago, this one, when I came down hard from a landing, and actually it was a landing from the beach kind of up into the grass, so it was a harder landing than just onto sand, but it just had like a critical error where every single light on this ESC, basically every single light was lighting up and just flashing, including the power button was flashing red. Everything was flashing red. I looked in the manual, and that's called a critical error. And there was no fix for that, and I'm like, crap. And that was after like 5 runs, so was very disappointed with this one. I kind of messed up there, but anyhow, it is what it is. I recommend, if you are going to replace this, because this still costs 120 or 130 bucks. And look, you can get a Maxx 6 for literally $20 or $30 more, maybe $40 more. And it's just about the same size ESC, and it's just a better ESC. It can regulate more power. It's a 160 amp capable ESC. I don't actually know what the amp rating of a VXL8S is. I mean, it's 30 volt capable, but like I said, I think on hard impacts, the shock goes right through this thing, and it damages the ESC. At least that's what happened with that one, I believe. But we're going to make sure that doesn't happen with this one by using this super thick foam 3M tape, which will really help cushion it from any big impacts that the XMaxx might encounter. First thing I got to do, got to cut that out. That bar right there that runs across the front, I did figure out on my other XMaxx, you cannot fit the Maxx 6 down in there very easily. You might be able to, but you can't fit it down there very easily without cutting that out. And I don't feel like that's that big of a structural piece. I'm going to cut that out real quick. Next thing what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get some rubbing alcohol, and you're going to want to clean up with, just with like a cotton ball or with some paper towels. You're going to want to wipe down the chassis where it's going to be all greasy, and as well as probably, since I've touched this, the bottom of the ESC, before we go ahead and mount up the ESC using this double-sided foam tape. I gotta get down in here and clean this chassis a little bit. Just where it's gonna mount down in here, we want to get nice and cleaned up, because there's gonna be a lot of grease and crud down in there, and we want this to mount up and actually stay. So we want it to adhere properly, and if you don't clean this up with some alcohol, it very well might not stick properly. So that's why we're going to take the time to do this the right way, because I'm not going to strap this down otherwise, this Maxx 6. I haven't had any issues with my other one using the double-sided foam tape. Some people also like strap it down using a zip tie, but my plan is just to mount it using the double-sided tape and just get it mounted right down in there. So I will get this cut out to the right size and then get it mounted right onto there. Let's get this fitted to about the right size. So let me grab my scissors, cut it to about maybe right around here. I need to get this cover off right here and that's a 2.5 mil. So I'm going to get this cover off of the receiver box. You don't have to do this first, but I'm going to do it right now because it's just easier to do it this way. Just want to make sure that it really adheres to the chassis. Then obviously you got to mount this somewhere, which I'll just mount right up here, and then obviously this plugs into your receiver. I don't know if I really need to show that. I'll probably just button it up off camera, then I'll be right back with you guys. Got that mounted down in there. Like I said, I did have to cut out this brace that went in between there. It made it easier. You might be able to do it without doing that. Then I got, using the double-sided foam tape, I also mounted the on-off switch right here. The other thing I wanted to point out is with the Hobbywing Maxx 6, comes with these wire leads, which of course you can solder to, but it comes with this 3M tape, like this super thin stuff, and I'd recommend, like there's a piece for, you might be able to use the thing for the on-off switch, that piece, but I highly recommend that you get some double-sided tape, because that's about 5 times thicker than this, and that's really going to cushion the ESC, and it holds real well. So, thank you guys for watching. If you feel you learned something, or if you enjoyed the video, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel also, and you're going to want to stay tuned because I'm going to have some running videos with this one. This one right here is the one I just put the spiral cut gears in, 1200 kV motor, Maxx 6. This thing, I'm trying to build this one to be basically bulletproof. This one's going to be my ultimate basher. This is my go-to rig. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Later.